This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Cloudy with occasional rain showers today and tonight. Highs around 42, lows around 32, and a few upper 20s here and there. And there might be some snow showers by morning. Those rain showers will be out of here. Same with the snow showers on Tuesday. It'll be partly to mostly sunny after some morning clouds. The high Tuesday, 35 to 42. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Belgium says it's difficult to see how real progress will be made on a Brexit deal before the end of November. 31 people are known to have died in California's wildfires. South Korea says North Korea has removed more than 600 landmines from the joint security area in the DMZ. And India is making progress on its plans for its first manned space mission, with its space agency putting together a short list of experiments for the mission.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. That was our station manager, Lagenzi Kale, saying what's up. Want to say good morning to Dr. Sharice Jones-Branch, and her other sorority sisters are on their way. Today is the Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated Founders Day, so I want to say, happy birthday, happy anniversary. Happy Founders Day to the ladies of the blue and gold. So, let's see, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Dr. Sharice Jones-Branch is going to get us started. Before we get started with Sigma Gamma Rho information, I want to say, give a recognition to Dr. Branch. Even though yesterday was Veterans Day, I want to recognize Dr. Branch as being a veteran. Tell us what branch of the military you served in and how many years?
Yes, good morning. I was in the United States Army from 1987 until 1996. I was in the U.S. Army Reserves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what made you decide to join the Army Reserves? Was it right out of high school? You went to college first? Can you give us some?
Well, I joined in 1987. I was still in high school, and I went to basic training. That was my junior year of high school. And I went to basic training that year, and then they split the training because I was still in high school. And so the next year, I went to my advanced individual training.
Okay.
And I really went in because at one point I wanted to be general.
Okay.
I wanted to be a general. I also wanted to pay for college on my own, and to me that was the best option at the time.
That's really awesome. I wonder if many young people think of it in that way, that there are a lot of professional and educational benefits of joining the military.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about combat.
No, not at all.
There's so many more avenues that one can take when joining the military.
Mm-hmm.
But if the military is not for you, then don't waste your time or the government's money going that route. So, did you ever have to travel overseas? And
yes, actually, I traveled. The thing I tell people is I never expected to have to go to war. I was actually. I like to tell people I spent 1 year at an HBCU. I went to South Carolina State University for my freshman year, and it was the beginning of my sophomore year that the Persian Gulf War and everything began, and they mobilized my unit, and I had to withdraw from school and go.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when were you able to pick your college education back up again?
About 2 weeks after I got back from the Persian Gulf.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take any time to decompress. I jumped right back into regular life, which had interesting consequences.
Okay.
Yes.
And here we are today. Dr. Sharice Jones-Branch, as many of you know, serves as a professor of history at Arkansas State University, and she has received an endowment. I apologize, I don't remember that.
It's the James and Wanda Lee Vaughn Endowed Professorship.
And with that, she's able to travel even more, and do some wonderful things that add to history.
Yes.
The history knowledge, the bank. information that's out there. A lot of African American history, women's history, rural women, rural history, so history in general. So.
I'm interested in a lot of things.
So we thank you for your contributions, your energy, your time, your dedication, and everything.
I'm happy to do it.
Thank you. All right. While we're still waiting for the other ladies, let's talk about Sigma Gamma Rho and when you actually joined the sorority, and when was Sigma Gamma Rho actually founded?
Sigma Gamma Rho was founded by 7 educators on November 12, 1922 at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Right.
And so when did you join the sorority?
I joined in the fall of 1991, so a long, long time ago.
Okay.
I've been in for a while, yes.
Okay. I'm looking at a little bit of the history, and this is not on the official website. I will go back to that, but it says Sigma Gamma Rho was founded in the midst of segregation in the 1920s.
Right.
With you being a history professor, please give us a little more insight to what was going on during that time.
Well, first of all, these are the years immediately following World War I.
Okay.
When there was an increase in racial violence all throughout the nation, not just the South. This is also during the period of the Great Migration.
Okay.
And it was also during the period when Ku Klux Klan membership surged in reaction to women's rights, African Americans, all these other things. But so this is an organization that was founded in the midst of all of that. And as a matter of fact, the university where the organization was founded, the Indiana head of the Ku Klux Klan lived next door.
Oh my.
So that's the historical context in which all of this occurred. Good morning,
morning, ladies.
How y'all doing?
Good morning.
We're just chatting a little bit. Oh, you want us to move up a little bit?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, y'all move up. I'm going to sit here.
And while they're getting situated, I want to say good morning to Miss Helen Scott, Miss Lachey Robinson, and who says her blazer is super cute. Dr. Brent.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, now, I can't see us. They can see us?
Yes.
Oh, what's going on here?
I don't know. Yes, ma'am, we are. Good morning, ladies. Can you all please let me turn your microphone on. All right, so can you all please introduce yourself, ladies?
My name is Erica Jenkins.
Okay, hi, Miss Erica.
Hello.
And good morning, everyone. My name is Cherie Leonard.
Miss Cherie, well, thank you all for joining us this morning. Thank you all for making the drive for your Founders Day to come hang out with Dr. Branch and other members here at Arkansas State
So
University.
excited.
All right, so we're just chatting just a little bit. We just got into the history, so can you all please give us an introduction of yourself, or, tell us a little more about yourself, when you joined, and, what made you decide to join Sigma Gamma Rho?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. So I've been a member of Sigma Gamma Rho since 1991.
Okay.
I'm aging myself here.
Yeah, I just told her I've been in since 1991, too.
Yes. And what attracted me to Sigma Gamma Rho was that on the campus of Northern Illinois University, where I went to school, I would see all the different sororities out and about, and mostly at parties. But the one thing that stood out for me about Sigma Gamma Rho is that they were always in the different school buildings trying to educate people on different projects and programs. And I saw them out trying to do things in the community. And so that seemed to set Sigma Gamma Rho apart for me. And it was something that was very attractive to me.
Well, since you all had, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I joined the organization in 2006 at Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. One of the things that stood out to me was that that specific chapter, Alpha Gamma, they always prided themselves on quantity, not quality.
Right.
So while I was on campus, initially there were only maybe 2 other members of the organization on campus, and I just thought they always made it their point to, do community service, to be seen in a positive light, and they didn't need a whole gang of people behind them. And I always kind of admire that, because I'm kind of a loner, so I was like, I don't need like 50,000, 50 people behind me doing something. So that was awesome. And then just the history of the organization, of course, and what the sorority had to offer.
Okay. And before you joined, were you able to look up just some of the basic information just to make sure that was still a good fit for you? What did you learn as you went to the informational meeting?
I was able to look up some basic information. I really didn't need much.
Okay.
And then of course going to informational and getting all of that extra wealth of knowledge is like, wow, it's so much more out there that we have no clue what's going on. So that was also good.
Okay. And this goes to all of you ladies. Were you sold, like when you went through your first interest meeting, were you sold on this is where I want to be?
I was sold, yes.
Okay.
I was. I made a decision right then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that as well. And my interest meeting, they were very professional.
Okay.
But also very welcoming.
Right.
Okay.
And just what they said they were looking for quality.
Okay.
And I, at the time, felt I fit that. So.
All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get into some of your programs on a national level, then a state level, and tell us, which ones you are more directly involved in, and what they mean to you. So we'll just start on my right. Ms. Erica.
One of our national programs is Operation Big Bookbag, where we donate school supplies to children at schools that have a specific need. One good thing about this program is that we do it in August, right before school starts, but once we try to replenish the supplies again in January. We did find that sometimes the school supplies don't last the entire calendar year, so being able to donate twice a year the school supplies to a deserving teacher in schools is something that we like to do every year, twice a year. And then also
we got more coming in. Good morning.
You can get over. Yeah, you get the hot seat.
Good morning. Go ahead.
And that's pretty much what I was gonna say about
Okay.
Operation Big Book Bag.
Okay, Operation. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
And while she's getting settled, I want to say good morning to Dr. Reverend Greg Ota and Gretchen Hyatt, who says, I was looking for what they offered. And, okay, she gives her blue and gold hearts. Ms. Gretchen, thank you for that. All right, so, and who do we have just joining us now?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Aquila Goled, and I am originally from a small town of Crossett, Arkansas. And I went to school at Southern Arkansas University, and that is where I decided to become a part of this lovely organization of Sigma Gamma Rho.
All right.
And I decided, I pledged in the fall of 2003. Actually, today is my Sigma-versary.
Oh, All right.
Yes.
All right, so I know you ladies are gonna, as the younger people say, turn up today.
Of course.
I think we've been turning up all weekend.
Oh, goodness. All right, so again, you tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated that was founded in 1922. Did we talk about what college? Where was it founded?
Butler University.
Butler University. Okay. And at the time, it was a lot of things going on in the United States, a lot of opposition, segregation. So, based on what you've read and learned throughout your history, how did the ladies in the early years persevere through all of what was going on?
Who wants to go first? I'll answer. Only because I've looked at a lot of much older newspaper articles on Sigma Gamma Rho, and I know one of the things that during these years, I think I mentioned before, that racial violence was a problem, lynching was a problem, and I know that back in the 1920s, Sigma Gamma Rho, I saw in one of these black newspapers where they came out against lynching, against racial violence, so they took on some really strong positions very shortly after their founding. And so that kind of activism wasn't at all unusual for the women of Sigma Gamma Rho.
Okay. All right. want to say also, we have a few more shout outs. Mr. Maurice Gillette says that's my lovely wife.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice.
Miss Jackie Gorm says happy Founders Day, sorors.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
I guess the EU. Okay. All right. I'm so happy that you all are so live this morning because Monday is dreary and it's like, oh, okay. But thank you all for bringing
But we
this
still
joy.
here.
Yes, that's
We're still here.
And then we also have a message from Shawandrika Cook. She says, hey, soror.
Hey.
All right, so Mrs. Aquila.
Yes, Aquila. Yes.
Aquila. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's
The
okay.
other ladies have shared their story of when they joined and, what sealed the deal for them. Can you share with us a little more about, your story? What made you decide to choose Sigma Gamma Rho?
Like I said, being on a campus that was a lot smaller, and being in organizations that around campus, I think what sealed the deal for me is when I was deciding to join an organization, I had many friends that were part of Sigma Gamma Rho, and I started to talk to them and, kind of saw them doing a lot of the community projects, and they kind of sold me on a couple of them on campus, and I liked how they had Sisterhood, and they really were welcoming to me and made me feel like I was already a part of them before I had even decided to join. So that was kind of a selling point for me.
That's awesome. Now, since you've been in the sorority, what programs have you been directly involved with on the campus where you joined?
Well, while I was there, we did the Habitat for Humanity. That was one of the big projects that we focus on in that area because it is a rural area and there are a lot of people down in that area that the housing is not so great. So that was one of our main community service projects. We also did we had the highway pickup where we went around and we did I believe it was like we tried to do it at least once a month to go around and pick up the trash and the litter that was in the area. But those are two of those biggest projects that we had.
All right, and is it Miss Cherie?
Cherie.
Cherie. Now, what are some projects that you are involved in? I never asked y'all that. So where do you currently live now?
I live in Forest City, Arkansas.
Okay.
And I'm in West Memphis.
West Memphis.
West Memphis.
Okay. And so, do your programs ever overlap with whatever you're involved in your different cities?
Do our programs overlap
yes.
from city to city? Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So, Miss Cherie, what are you involved in right now?
Well, one of the projects that's near and dear to my heart is the Youth Symposium.
Oh.
I can appreciate the fact that as an organization, it's something we all do, and we give back to children in the community. And through those programs, we have the Run, Jump, Start, so we help them to become active and stress the importance of being active. I think a lot of youth today spend too much time in front of the TV.
Yes, ma'am.
And then through those programs, just different I just lost my train of thought. Different things just to help encourage them through their school year, or encourage them in service and so forth. And so I just like the fact that we spend time and focus on our youth.
Okay. All right. I just want to mention someone has their phone volume up and it's playing through the microphone.
Oh. My apologies.
All right.
Sorry about that.
No problem. All right. So.
Yeah, my phone's over there.
So, since the organization was founded in 1922, are there any of your founding members still alive?
I doubt it very much. No. None of them are still alive.
Okay. Have you gotten a chance to meet some of the oldest members of the sorority?
No, I never had the opportunity to do that. I think even by the time I pledged in 1991, some of them had already gone on to glory.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so what are some things you all do now? Dr. Branch stays very active in her community. She doesn't, just always... There's some people who just lead with, I'm in this sorority, fraternity, whatever. Dr. Branch doesn't necessarily use it as her guiding, but you can tell that she upholds the principles and things that you all were founded on, which is one thing we haven't gotten into, but we're going to get ready to go to break in a moment. Okay. So I don't want to get too deep into that. When we come back from our break, we're going to talk about what are some of the founding principles that the members founded the sorority on, and then how do you see that still being carried out today? And then we'll get into some other community service information and any other fun stories that you all want to share, during your time in the organization. So again, you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. And Miss Cherie, your name is Miss Leonard?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Cherie Leonard, Miss Erica Jenkins, and Miss Aquila. I'm sorry, Golette. Okay. I want to get it because my mom's name was Quiller, so that should click with me. And Dr. Sharice Jones Branch. So please stay tuned. We're going to go to break and we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a non-profit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by...
Several years ago, a school bus technician came into the parts department and said, I need a school bus radiator as fast as I could get it. Our parts man had the radiator sent to Kennett, Missouri on the first bus coming out of Memphis. He told Alan, the bus technician, to call him as soon as he picked the radiator up. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he called our parts man and said, I just picked the radiator up. You told me to call you. Glenn sang, and God bless our troops.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the police department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
Do you like the music you hear on KLEK 102.5 FM? Do you like the educational programming that we provide? Do you like the service we provide to the community? Do you like having a station to finally call your own that represents you? If so, please stop by or call any of our underwriters or sponsors that you hear on KLEK and tell them thank you for their support. The support of our underwriters and sponsors is vital for us to stay on the air. So be sure to let them know that you thank them for their support.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We are joined by Mrs. Erica Jenkins, Ms. Cherie Leonard, and Mrs. Aquila Golette. I apologize. I'm going to get that. My tongue is going to untie, and I'm going to get that before the show is over. And Dr. Sharice Jones French. They're members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and they're here celebrating their Founders Day and sharing some information with you. There may be someone out there listening who may be interested in joining, and so we hope that you take away some valuable information from this interview today. I want to say good morning to Brother Bernard Cobbs. He asks, good morning, ladies. Do you all have any affiliate brothers? So let's kind of, clear up some misconceptions on that as well. Because, a lot of people that are non-Greek want to always link a brother, sister, fraternity, sorority together. So let's set the record straight.
Well, there is no official affiliation. A lot of people think we are connected with Kappa Alpha Psi because both organizations were founded in the state of Indiana.
Okay.
But we like to connect and do service with all of the fraternal organizations.
Right.
And then if you think about it, there's kind of a way that we can connect with each one, like the Omegas and their Founders Day being less than a week after ours. The Alphas, because we share the color gold. It's just several different ways. So we do not have an official national affiliation, but we do
we connect with everyone.
Yeah, we connect with everyone. Which is best.
Which is best, right?
Okay.
Absolutely.
I also want to say good morning to Officer Victoria Evans for checking in. Thank you so much. And so, all right, so let's get back into some information. Let's get into the mission statement of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
Okay.
You want me to read it?
No, I mean you don't have to. We can really just talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, Sigma Gamma Rho's mission is really obviously number one, to enhance the quality of life for women and families, but like many organizations, all the other sororities, we're interested in community service, and we're interested in civil and social activism, and I think that's been evident throughout Sigma Gamma Rho's history.
Okay. Another thing I'm seeing is health awareness and leadership development.
Right, right.
Even today, we know that, especially among African American women, we don't always take care of ourselves like we should. We don't go to the doctor. There's a lot of different diseases that plague us in a different way than other ethnicities. So that aspect is very, very important.
Yeah, and I just want to speak to that very quickly. One of the programs Sigma Gamma Rho has is the Hattie McDaniel Cancer and Health program for exactly that reason, because when it comes to things like breast cancer, black women are disproportionately impacted negatively by that, and we are the ones most likely to get care late and most likely to also die from breast cancer. And for those of you out there who don't know, Hattie McDaniel, our soror Hattie McDaniel, played Mammy in Gone with the Wind. That was her. Right. That was her.
I love that movie. Well, I love it for different reasons, but anyway. Okay. Wow, that's wonderful history. All right, so, and let's get into the emphasis, which is Sisterhood, Scholarship, and Service, which you all have talked about that, and how you try to embody that and portray that in the communities in which you live. What are some other ways that we haven't discussed that you display your sisterhood scholarship and service?
And go.
I don't know why I always look at me. I mean, there's several other ways outside of our national and local programs. We do like to do a lot of stuff amongst ourselves to help build our bond. It could be something as simple as going out to dinner, or of course, community service projects, just to know who we're working beside and who we're working with. Scholarship, of course, we're always looking to enhance our education, enhance our knowledge in whatever way that we can. So that's always something that's going on. It could be on a personal level or a local level. So there's several different ways to incorporate yourself within the organization.
Well, and also the organization was founded by educators.
Right.
It was founded by educators, so that has always been a very strong tenet of the organization.
And I'm looking through, and I won't read through each of the founders' information, but just gazing over their bios that are listed here. They went from high school to college and did great things in their lives. And so, if you're interested in learning more about Sigma Gamma Rho, this is the Wikipedia page. So, and there are many other websites, and some of them are specific to either the college or the region.
Right.
So there's a lot of information that's out
can
there.
go to our national website also.
Okay. What is
and I think didn't I text that? I texted that to you.
I might.
www.sgro1922.org.
Yeah, that's what I sent you.
Okay. www.sgro1922.org. Okay. I don't know how I got to Wikipedia. I apologize.
That's okay.
That's
you
quite
did,
all right.
because I remember seeing. Okay. I want to say good morning to Ms. Pamela Coleman Kale, and then Mackenzie says, "Oh, your greater service, greater project. Your motto,
progress,
greater service, greater progress."
I see my glasses playing greater service. I apologize.
That's okay.
That's quite all right. It's still early yet.
Yes.
So please, break down your motto for us, please.
Stop looking at me.
Greater service, greater progress.
I was gonna pick somebody.
Right. I mean, it kind of it says it for itself. We always want to be great and greater in what we do, and we always want to make progress in what we're doing. I can say one thing about the organization on a national and local level that I've always appreciated is any project, any event, whatever we have, it's a purpose behind it.
Right.
So even if it's a party, it's a purpose behind it. So it's just not all trying to get your name out there all willy nilly or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So our motto is basically whatever we do is going to be greater.
Right. Right. And of course, service is the greatest part and the most advantageous part of what we do. Right. Service to the community, and I've heard several people, and this is one of the things that drew me to the organization years ago, was that they were active in the community, and they weren't large in number, but they were visible because of their actions in the community, and I found that very attractive.
And I would also say that when it comes to the greater piece is that we always strive to improve on what we did last time.
Right.
And so it's always, we don't sit back and become complacent. We really focus on what can we do to be better? How can we make a bigger impact in our community?
Right, absolutely.
Okay. All right, and I'm looking at your website, and there's a tab for social action, and it mentions midterm election toolkit. Now, we know that was a big deal. Everyone was trying to get everyone to get registered to vote and to actually go out and vote, but also become an informed voter, not just go check a box on the ballot. So what role does Sigma Gamma Rho play in trying to get people educated, registered, and to vote, actually vote?
We have a lot of voter registration drives, and I can say that they don't just happen when a big election comes up. Like I said, any event is geared towards a purpose. So we could have a community event and just say, hey, does anybody need to register to vote? We try to keep voter registration cards on us at all times, but also what you said, being informed, making sure that sorors are connecting with on a local level and understanding the ballot in their area, and sometimes even having community discussion or discussion about it, so that people are informed and that we are getting them registered and that they are actually getting out to vote as well.
Right.
All right, Miss Aquila, were you able to connect with anyone? Are there any other sorors in Forest City?
Not that I am aware of at this time. It's just me that I know of. But that always gives me an opportunity to represent Sigma Gamma Rho at the fullest.
Right.
Whether it be 1, 30, or 300.
Right.
We are always willing to represent our organization and let others know what we stand for.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So were you able to get out and about during the midterm time to encourage people to register to vote and really encourage them to get to know who they're voting for? I grew up in the rural area in Mariana, and so I know what it's like to not always know who's running for what, or people have a tendency to vote for who's either been here the longest because they know them, no matter what kind of job they're doing. So I want to see us as Americans, period, kind of break away from that. Put the best person in there. Don't just vote for someone just because they're like the household name. But anyway, sorry.
We need to vote our values.
Yes, that's
Right.
important.
Right.
All right, so hopefully more people will become more educated, and hopefully your service, going forward, people can become more educated, informed, and make some different choices. Make the choice. That's the best choice. I'm going to say it like that.
Right.
So,
And in truth, everybody should be doing that, whether they're connected to an organization or not. You need to know who you're voting for and why you're voting. For them, and your vote matters. For people who might be apathetic about voting, your vote matters.
Exactly.
So do it.
Exactly. And I think one of the things I saw that was different this election season was there was a lot more that Sigma Gamma Rho did with social media.
Right.
To
Absolutely.
really stress to everyone the importance of voting, from sorors posting themselves with T-shirts and sweatshirts saying to get out and vote, or just posting different things throughout the season just to stress the importance of voting.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. We have another comment. Miss Shaquita Cunningham says, "Happy Founders Day."
Thank
you.
And she puts up, she's a AK, so she puts up the frog and the poodles.
Oh, that's okay. We have love for everyone.
Everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And as I've told people before, and I'm sure I've shared this with Shanketa as well, I mean, I'm an AKA legacy, and I was a debutante, so I've got love for everybody.
She also says, "Hey, mentor." She loves. We all love Dr. Sharice Jones.
I always tell people she thought I was so mean, and now when she was in my class, she thought I was so mean.
On a lighter note, we have a question again. It says, "Can any of you still do the Sigma Gamma Rho lean?"
Not with my knees.
Okay, first of all, the lean is something new.
That's
fairly
new.
new.
That's new.
Look, we
didn't do that.
Cherie and I are old school. We didn't do all that. We didn't do all that.
I had a cane and some shoes with a tap on it.
Yeah. I grew up when folks still had the cane. I never heard anything about it.
So the lean
that's some New Jack stuff.
I was in the last 5 years,
Yes.
so I'm not gonna attempt it.
But I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I do love it, but I will not attempt it.
No. My knees hurt bad enough as it is.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. But shout out to the new school ladies.
All right.
I'm not mad at the new school. I'm not doing that.
On Instagram, I've seen all kinds of different things they've done, building pyramids and all the stuff that goes into these shows. I'm like, God bless all of you all.
Yes.
I don't think I could ever be able to do it.
And I always feel sorry for the one that's on the bottom.
Yes.
Because I'm like, that's a
I have
lot.
distributed weight.
I'm like, that's a lot of weight to support.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, so more about what you all have planned, since today is the kickoff of your Founders Day, and most sororities and fraternities do like a whole week of activities. So, what do you all have planned for today and beyond?
But before we start that, can I say something that really sets us apart from other organizations? Okay. Sigma Gamma Rho is the only organization that's connected to the United States Swimming Association. We have Swim 1922. Its objective is to get Black people swimming. We support African American women who swim, and I think that's really important, because historically, way too many Black people have drowned because they didn't know how to swim.
Yes. Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so are any of you avid swimmers, or?
I can swim. I wouldn't say I was an avid swimmer, but I can swim.
I can swim.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I think that's like a badge of honor. So I'm like, I can swim.
Yeah.
All right.
But
No. So no several laps up and down the book.
I can do it, and it's quite a workout. But I'd much rather lift weights or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brother Cobb says, "Wow, no lean." No,
sorry, no lean.
The younger sorors next time.
I might have attempted it if you'd have called me 27 years ago. Right, but not now. Exactly. Not now.
Exactly.
One more thing I want to point out. Also on your website, there are foundations that are listed. So Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated gives leadership, service, and resources toward removing barriers and inequalities so that all people of America may develop their potential and exercise full citizenship. I just lost my tab. All right, and so you have the National Education Fund, SPEAR, which is Sigma Public Education and Research Foundation, and Seven Pearls Foundation. And again, if you would like to learn more information, you can click on either one of these on the sgro1922.org website. Go to Foundations and you can read more information about this. And I think this is wonderful that you all try to, again, with most sororities and fraternities, it's not just about wearing the colors and wearing the letters.
Absolutely.
It's about service to the people.
Yes.
It's about increasing people's awareness, whether it's health, social, justice issues, whether it's education, no matter the issue, you're trying to help increase people's awareness, so that hopefully they can become more involved, productive citizens, even if they never join a fraternity or a sorority. Just become more productive and involved and engaged. All right, so let's get into some of your activities for the week.
Well, today, in honor of Operation Big Bookbag, we are making a donation to a teacher in the Forest City area to help her get school supplies for her classroom and to kind of spruce up the classroom. We've been very busy this weekend, actually, with different service projects and just going out in the community.
Saturday we were in Conway, and it was all of the Sigma Gamma Rho chapters in Arkansas together, and we did a donation of blankets, so that we had tons of blankets there to donate. And it was just good to get together with all the sorors in Arkansas. In the program, we were giving awards to sorors who showed exemplary service for this past year. So it was just a great time to be together and have a good time.
That's awesome.
And also, on Friday, actually, in honor of Veterans Day, we actually did a fundraiser where we raised money towards
bus cards or transportation for the veterans in Crittenden County to get to the VA for their services and, to go to the doctor and all of that.
That's really amazing. I don't think people realize that that's a real need.
Yes.
There are people who live on fixed incomes, and they have to make choices. Do I want to buy groceries? Do I want to buy medicine? Do I want to buy whatever? But they still have this one aspect, this one need that needs to be filled, which is transportation. Many of them may not be able to drive, or depending on what their condition is, they may not be able to drive well. And so they need some extra help. And then, so now you have this added expense of I can either pay someone or pay fare. So that's really wonderful that you were able to provide that service for them.
Yes.
And and that makes a big difference, because I know I'm from Forest City area, and in Crittenden County, there is not a lot of transportation available now. So a lot of people don't have ways to get back and forth just to the doctor's visits. So that was a big, help to some of them.
Oh, wow. So we thank you, ladies, for your service. I mean, that just goes to show that you did not join the sorority just for namesake. You joined it for, what it stands for.
Yes,
exactly. I want to say good morning to Mr. Jamar Maxwell. Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so what are some other activities? Do you have anything else planned this week?
Well, I know once we leave here, we're going to go have brunch on campus at Arkansas State. And there are some activities happening after that. There's a book bag donation. There's also going to be a Founders Day fundraiser and mixer, but that's going to be in Tennessee, right? That's going to be in Jackson, Tennessee. But I think it's important for us to go to campus because one of my concerns has long been that many of our young ladies don't know that there are other options because Sigma Gamma Rho hasn't been a presence on ASU for a few years now. I believe I'm the only one. There were more years ago. There was a chapter, but all of them have graduated.
Okay. And so their presence has faded out.
Their presence has faded out, but we want to correct that.
All right. All right, so again, we're speaking with members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated for their Founders Day. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up, and these ladies may share some fun stories of their time being in the sorority. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
Fun time.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. My definition of credit card abuse is using credit to buy things that you don't have the cash for. Unfortunately, we usually don't realize we've abused credit cards until we begin missing payments, default on a card, or worse. However, if you learn to recognize the warning signs, you have a chance to change your spending habits before you do real damage to your finances. Here's what to watch out for. Your credit cards are always at or near their credit limits. You should never be using more than 50% and ideally no more than 30% of your available limit on any credit card. You can only afford to make minimum payments on your cards. This will result in you getting deeper and deeper into debt as your money goes toward interest payments. Your credit card balances continue to increase even when your income decreases, and especially when it goes up. This is a major sign that you're headed for financial disaster. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Starks Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Starks, we never say no. 870-203-9980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
Check out the Dorinda Clark Cole Radio Show every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Listen as Dorinda plays the very best in contemporary gospel music and interviews all of your favorite gospel artists. The Dorinda Clark Cole Radio Show every Sunday at 4 p.m. on KLEK 102.5 FM.
House of Details, located at 3915 East Highland in Jonesboro, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, waxing, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more, with a motto of anything mean we can clean. Details at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and at klekfm.org.
Did you know that KLEK 102.5 FM is a non-profit organization? Did you know that you can donate to KLEK 102.5 FM and your donation is tax deductible? Donations to non-profit organizations such as KLEK can reduce the amount of taxes you may owe the IRS or increase the amount of any potential tax refund. Support your KLEK today. You can donate by calling 870-277-1080, visiting our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro, or on our website, www.klekfm.org. We at KLEK 102.5 FM are blessed and grateful for your support.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I have truly enjoyed having you ladies here.
Thank you.
In the studio with me. I've learned quite a bit, and I can't thank you enough for sharing your information, your education, your love for your community, and I hope that everyone that you have encountered really appreciates the service that you have provided to them. So thank you all for that as well. So I want to ask probably a stupid but fun question. Has anyone ever owned a poodle or even thought about owning a poodle, like a real?
I have.
Okay.
I want one. But I don't know if my husband's going to let me have one.
No, I've never owned one.
No, personally, no.
No.
Okay. Well, any pet? Well, no, Dr. Branch.
Well,
has
you
a
know,
cat.
I like my cats.
She has a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you other ladies have any pets?
I have a pet. I have a little Chihuahua / terrier, and her name is Tinkerbell.
Alrighty. So, there was one thing that Miss Erica wanted to talk about, and then I wanted you all just to, share some fun stories. This last segment's fairly short, so
okay.
There's one thing that Miss Erica wanted to share, and then everyone can go around the table and share some of their fun stories or memories.
I guess my fun story or memory, just being able to travel to our regional conferences and our national conference and connect with sorors that are outside of your local area. I think that's like the best way to get to know sorors across the country and in all of the different chapters, especially in the social media age. Like, you have a full conversation with somebody, and then like when you actually see them in person, it's like
you forget you've never actually met them before.
Yeah, and it's shocking. Like, oh, it's you.
Like,
in
I've
the
never
flesh.
seen you in person.
Yeah. So it's always so much fun, and we always like to hang out or go to meetings with other sorors that we wouldn't necessarily see on a daily basis, and that's how you kind of grow your network as well, because that's important. So that's how I always look forward to our conferences.
And I do want to point out there's also chapters, not just in the United States, in other countries.
Right.
So you are nationwide, literally.
And international.
International, yes.
That's right. All right. So we'll go. I'm right-handed, so we're just gonna keep on going around the table.
Okay.
So,
I think when I think like of some of my fondest memories or fun things that I've done, I just think about the true sisterhood and bonds that I've made with several sorors, and I especially, there's two things I can say, especially the 3 girls that I pledged with, and last year the 4 of us went to Dubai together. And it was just such an amazing time to reconnect and to just remember not only why we fell in love with the sorority, but why we loved one another. And then having moved to the Mid-South from Chicago, I can just say that my sorors have been so welcoming to me and have made me just really feel like this is my new home. And so I just appreciate it. And I've built some really good friendships with these lovely ladies. And I just I don't know. I just love it.
So do you feel like a Southerner now that you've been here all this time?
I do. Everything I say, yes, ma'am. No, sir. Like,
I
didn't do that in
That's
Chicago. And when I go back
know.
to Chicago and do that, they're like, why are you ma'aming me? I was like, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Well, have you gotten bitten by the y'all bug yet?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think I say y'all. But I definitely, it's yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I think for me, I tell people that I was inactive for quite a few years, and when I came back, it was like I never left. And I didn't know these ladies, but I'm very, very glad to be back and to be involved again. And I know there are a few very new sorors right in Jonesboro. There are a couple of them, and one in particular, Soror Dorsey. She immediately sought me out after she became a member of the organization. And one experience I also enjoyed very much was having a former student reach out to me and say, Dr. Branch, I really want to join this organization. Will you write me a letter of support? Which I wrote immediately. Immediately. And so I'd like to think that even without being fully active for a few years, I'd like to think that I conduct myself in a way that represents the very best of the organization, and that she saw that and wanted to join for that, and of course other reasons. But I'd like to believe that was part of it.
That's awesome. All right, and last but not least.
Well, I would have to say that probably one of my fondest memories is when I actually became an official member of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. It was myself and 3 of my other sorors. And I would have to say, when I first met those young ladies, I didn't think that I was gonna be able to get along with them. That's all. But throughout getting to know them and also being in different activities, we became closer, and we still keep in contact, to this day. Even though it's been 15 years, we still keep in contact.
Awesome. All right, so as we get ready to wrap up in our last 2 minutes, share, some people think, okay, getting a sorority, instant sisterhood, instant, it's fun, parties, blah, blah, blah. Share, the opposite. Share why that's not always the case. You have to be getting in for the right reasons.
Absolutely. It's about quality. It's not about quantity. And it's about being very, very honest about what your expectations are as a member of the organization. And mine was to serve the community and to elevate women regardless of race. This is a historically African American sorority, but I'm always very interested in helping women realize their fullest potential.
Yes, and I will agree that it's I think what you're trying to say is not all roses.
No, it's never that.
But you have, when you put together a group of strong-willed, strong-minded, educated women together, there may be some differences of opinion.
Right.
But I think we respect each other enough to hear each other out.
Right.
And then to work together on a solution.
Yes.
Because the objectives are the same.
Yes.
The objectives are the same. We might disagree on the ways to achieve the objectives, but we know what the common goal is.
Right. But it's just like any other family. You may disagree with your sister or your brother, but at the end of the day, you come together, you love them.
Right.
And, that's what, sisterhood is all about.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Any final words? We got 30 seconds. Miss Erica?
Thank you all.
Well, I'll say this: if you see us around campus today, and you will, come holler at us. Come say hi. We're really very friendly and welcoming people. So please come holler at us.
All right. Well, we want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Sharing your stories, and thank you for your service to the community.
Thank you.
Look forward to many more years and hope to see the organization grow with quality young women.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Community Conversations. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program